Good morning and welcome. My name is Michael Presson. I am the West Tennessee Law Enforcement Liaison for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. I will be your MC and site contact for today's press event. Let me know if you have any questions or need any assistance at any time. I also appreciate everyone being here this morning, and I also appreciate our partners from the multiple agencies for being here. Also would like to welcome or say thank you to the THSO staff for being here in support of this. At this time, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Director Buddy Lewis of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
It is a pleasure to be with you all today. My name is Buddy Lewis, and I am the Director of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. And I always throw this in because a lot of people think the Highway Safety Office is actually an outside agency, but we are a division within the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security. So not only on my behalf, but on behalf of Commissioner Jeff Long, the Commissioner of the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, I say thank you all for being here. All of our partners, media being here, we appreciate very, very much you all's participation here today to help us get our message out. We appreciate very much you all being here and everyone's commitment to saving lives on our Tennessee highways. First of all, I would like to say this. We appreciate so very, very much Grays Creek Church allowing us to be here today and hosting this event. The agencies that are in attendance today, and we've got multiple agencies that are here, but we have the Tennessee Highway Patrol, Shelby County Sheriff's Office, Memphis Police Department, Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving. There may be other agencies represented here, but I just want to say thank you to all agencies, part of the Shelby County Traffic Safety Task Force. And before I get into some more remarks, I just want to say thank you to this task force. This task force started several months ago, and we recognized every agency in Shelby County is part of this task force, and we recognize the tremendous increase last year of traffic fatalities on the streets and roadways in Shelby County. So this task force was organized and everyone came together, and as a result of the work thus far this year, we've got 29, as of today, 29 less fatalities in Shelby County alone than what we had on this date last year. And let me just say this, when we look at numbers on a fatality report, they're not just numbers, they are people. They represent people who have lost their lives. And so we just want to recognize the fact that we're talking about people who will not be at functions this summer, will not be celebrating this week, the 4th of July, but there are people who have been lost on the roadways. And so we recognize those people who have been lost and their families, just to say, you know, we know they're not just numbers on our reports, but they're family members that you have no longer have with you. So not only do we see numbers on fatality reports, but one thing that we don't see is how many people are saved each and every day by the work that these agencies here, and not only here but across the state of Tennessee, that are working every day to save lives on our roadways. So we thank them. We thank you all very much for the work that you all are doing. The purpose of the No More on 64 traffic safety campaign is to use 64 hours of enforcement statewide to raise awareness and to help reduce fatalities and serious injuries during the 4th of July weekend. From 8 a.m. July the 5th to midnight on July the 7th, participating agencies will increase traffic enforcement along 404 miles of U.S. Highway 64 from Memphis to the North Carolina border. This stretch of highway is a major route for travel in the state of Tennessee. The Tennessee counties that are touching Highway 64 include Shelby, Fayette, Hardeman, McNairy, Hardin, Wayne, Lawrence, Giles, Lincoln, Franklin, Coffee, Grundy, Marion, Hamilton, Bradley, and Polk. All of those counties will be along 64 highway from Memphis to North Carolina. So we are very, very pleased to be here today in Memphis and Shelby County to start and kick off this awareness portion of this enforcement campaign. During today's event, speakers will discuss relevant crash data, enforcement tactics, safe driving tips for those traveling during the holiday weekend. So we appreciate very much everyone's participation. Media, we thank you all for being here, spreading the word, and we just ask that you all spread the word about traveling and driving safe and behavior aspects of driving on our roadways to save lives. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Captain Joe Terry with Tennessee Highway Patrol, the District Commander of the Memphis District. I'm honored to speak on behalf of the Tennessee Highway Patrol in support of the No More on 64 campaign led by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. As we approach Independence Day weekend, our mission is clear: to raise awareness and reduce traffic fatalities along US 64 from Memphis to the North Carolina border. Our presence will be felt in all counties across the state. In those counties across the state, starting January 2024 until today, there has been 1,404 crashes, 369 injury-related crashes, 18 fatalities. Additionally, 369 individuals were injured. Each district across the state will participate in this vital campaign. The 4th of July weekend has seen a spike in traffic-related incidents in the past. We ask that we seek voluntary compliance with all traffic laws. If you plan to drink and drive during the Independence weekend, please have a designated driver. If you plan to drive, get out with your family, exercise due care, wear your seatbelt, avoid distracted driving, and drive responsibly. Our values, integrity, honor, and accountability guides our actions. We are committed to making our roadways safer and to reducing fatalities, not just during this campaign, but every day. We will focus on enforcing the laws for this week, and we'll be working in conjunction with enforcing the laws for the move over law, starting July 1st until July 7th. Driving impaired and failing to move over for emergency vehicles affects everyone on the roadway. If you're unable to move over, please slow down. By working together, we can ensure that everyone reaches their destination safely, and our Independence Day celebration are marked by joy and not tragedy. Thank you for your attention and commitment to safer roadways, and let's make No More on 64 a success and drive safe and responsibly.
Well, thank you. And thank you to the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for your continued efforts in reducing traffic fatalities and traffic incidents, not only here in Shelby County, but also across the state. As I was introduced, my name is Anthony Buckner. I'm the Chief Deputy of the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. And let me just paint the picture real quickly. A bologna sandwich, a fruit cup, a bag of chips, and a carton of jungle juice. That would be your meal at the Shelby County Jail if you are arrested for DUI. And just in case you missed it, I'll say it again: a bologna sandwich, a bag of chips, a fruit cup, and a carton of jungle juice. Whereas most families will enjoy barbecue for 4th of July weekend, unfortunately for those of you who choose to drink and drive during the holiday season, that's the meal that you would be met with at the Shelby County Jail. So right now there are about 2,400 males at 201 Poplar. So that's a high number. And about 250 females at our Jail East facility. So as Captain Terry stated earlier, if you're planning on drinking during the holiday season, we ask that you make a plan, have a designated driver, use a ride share app or company to get to where you're trying to go. If you don't choose to go those routes, then again, you'll be with us at the Shelby County Jail. And if you're arrested for DUI, you will be with us for a minimum of 12 hours in the jail. So I would say to those who will be traveling the roadways in Shelby County this weekend, make smart, wise decisions if you don't want to end up in jail. All of these speakers here today they're going to talk about numbers, and they're going to talk about stats, and they're going to encourage you to make wise decisions. If you don't want to be a resident of the Shelby County Jail, make wise decisions on the roadway this holiday weekend. I will now invite to the podium the Assistant Chief of Memphis Police Department, Don Crow.
Thank you. And first to Pastor Tucker, thank you so much for opening up your church to us. It's been wonderful. So we have with us with the Memphis Police Department, we have Deputy Chief Steve Chandler, Special Operations and Traffic. We have Colonel Worthy and Major Rudolph from the Traffic Division. We have Colonel Moffitt from Appling Farm Station. We have members of our PIO team here. And we have this many people here because we know this is important. And when we look around this room, these are not just co-workers to us, these are friends. These are family members to us. Just like the people traveling on the road, they're friends, they're family members, they're co-workers. When we talk about Highway 64, I think mostly we picture the rural section of Highway 64. But for the city of Memphis, once you get to Cobb Road, it becomes city of Memphis limits. So Highway 64 goes through Appling Farm Station, changes names, turns to Stage Road, goes right through Bartlett, Tennessee, and then on the other side of Bartlett, it comes back into the city of Memphis. You go far enough, it changes to James Road. That is all Highway 64 as you travel the state of Tennessee. Traffic Division, Appling Farm Station, the other divisions are going to see more officers on Highway 64, and we hope we do not write any tickets, and we hope we do not make any arrests, because ultimately that's the goal. As Director Lewis said, this is personal. We had a Memphis police officer die in an off-duty car crash recently, and that's affected us all. And we always look at this and know that these crashes, these fatalities, there are ways to prevent them and minimize them, and that's what we want to do. We do not want to see any more fatalities from these car crashes. So the advice is this: as you're having your meal, as you're sitting around, don't let your friends and family members drink. Don't let them drink excessively. Don't let them get in a car if they are drinking. There are so many different ways to get transportation other than drinking and driving. The same goes for the reckless driving. The city of Memphis, the citizens of Memphis, the Memphis Police Department, all the agencies represented here, we're fed up with the reckless driving. It's time to put brakes on it, drive in a safe, slow manner. The life you save may be your own, it may be your family members. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. On behalf of Sheriff Riles, we want to thank the Tennessee Highway Safety Office for inviting us to take part in this event. We became partners with THSO back in 2006. And at that time, Fayette County had one of the highest DUI fatality rates in the state. We partnered with THSO, worked to get grant funds, we worked to get out there and start working, and we've actually kind of come full circle with this event because our very first grant that we wrote for THSO was entitled Operation Safe 64, and it worked the entire Highway 64 corridor in Fayette County, which is mostly rural. We worked heavily over a period of 2 to 3 years, and in that time we went from being one of the top DUI fatality counties to one of the lowest DUI fatality counties in the state. We had the most significant drop at that time that had occurred in the state of Tennessee. So we proved that efforts such as these are worthwhile, that they do save lives, and that's what we intend to do this weekend, is to get out here, work our section of 64. I know we've got some of our Fayette County law enforcement partners. Oakland Police Department is here with us today, and we all intend to get out here and work together. And just because we are a rural county doesn't mean that we are not out there looking for DUIs and that we won't be out there enforcing. We will be looking to stop DUI offenders. We will be looking to try to save lives as much as we can this weekend. So thank you.